Hey, crazy news. Head transplants.
What?
They're doing them. They're prepping the first head transplant. They started it. I can't remember which country's doing it, but I was so blown away because I just thought, fucking Futurama. You know? It's going to happen. They're going to figure it out. The body's basically useless if you can keep the brain working. It still works in math, even though it's a cartoon. It's true. It's true. You can do it. They're going to do it, coincidentally enough, during the Trump administration. Surprise, surprise. If you were ever... So the question then becomes a philosophical question. I don't know if you guys ever take any philosophy classes. I got one that was fucking me up when I was in college. It's basically about a ship. If you take a ship and you take a board off it and set it aside, is that, and replace it with another board, is that the same ship? And you'll go, yeah, it's just a new board. But here's where they mindfuck you. They say, okay, we take every single board off and replace it with a new board, and we keep replacing that until there are no original boards in the original boat. We reassemble the original boards, which is the original boat. Right? It's all semantics and crap for the most part. You just built a second boat and you reassembled the old one for the most part. But I wasn't doing enough drugs at the time. I was stone cold sober and straight and went completely insane in my metaphysics class. You can't do metaphysics classes and not be fucked up. Can't, because you're thinking weird word things like what is a whole? That was the big question, was the what is the whole? You know, like is the whole the circle part? If you break it, is the hole exist anymore? Is it still there? Is it the lining of the inside of the hand, or is it the actual physical structure around it? What is the hole, Jerry? I wrote a term paper on that, 5-page term paper. 5 pages. 5 fucking pages of that. Without drugs. I had no idea who Timothy Leary was. I was still listening to hair metal. It wasn't going to end good. So that becomes the question. If you replace a man's head, put another person's on it, which is the original person? Right? So then we get into the face-off, but an extreme face-off. John Travolta, Nick Cage, right? So now we're not just swiping faces, we're switching heads, right? See, I'm so excited the words aren't even coming out right. We're swipping the heads. That's going to be a new word. That'll be the new fleek. Swipping. I'm swipping, man. I'm swipping heads, man. Swipping heads. Yeah. We'll tell everybody's drug slang. How about we go to that? We'll start our own... Get the narcotic squad all worked up with a whole bunch of new slang things they got to worry about. Oh, yeah. 867-5309, right? What is that? Jenny, right? Yeah. So head transplants, that's crazy. So now your memories go with you, obviously. You're going to be attached to a whole new functioning body, but that upper body's going to look like shit. You know? George Burns gets a head transplant. Puts himself on the body of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Right? You see where I'm going with this. You know? So I don't know. It's got a possibility. And then mixing the wrong heads up. Okay, so here's a new gender problem. You just switch the heads on them. You know, if you've got somebody who's transgender and you switch the head with somebody who's not, I mean, where does this whole thing lead to? How many more genders can we create by swapping heads? I'm already confused enough as it is. I'm just saying, if there's different ways to identify, well, my body identifies female, but my head definitely identifies as male. Right? And that's where it's going to be. It's going to be like in the transplant, it's going to be all crazy talk time here in the United States, like we're not already insane. The facelift capital of the world. Fucking the puffy-faced women of California come to visit every week on TV, and you get to see what, I don't know, what a cat woman looks like. You know, when burn victims go good or something. I don't know, but it's all puffy and not attractive. It's weird lips and cheeks and all artificial, but somehow they can convince themselves that's normal. And it's what they wanted. I'm sure. I think after some shopping, eventually you're going to go, fuck it, enough. And if you'd just done that at the beginning, you wouldn't be in this situation with your head transplanted on a seal's body. It wouldn't happen. They wind up, you know, consider that. You could get a centaur now. Half man, half horse, right? We can make the mythology. We could become the gods. Imagine that with our little head swapping technology. Amazing. And it started from a simple application of just trying to get Donald Trump's head on the body of somebody who was smart. To make it, I would like to see Donald Trump's head transplanted on Stephen Hawking. I think that would be great.
This is great. I've got a great pose for you.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would love. Am I going to hell? Yeah, I know. I run comedy night in a church. Of course I'm going to hell. Are you kidding me? I got a room reserved. I'm the MC. It's going to be great. I don't know what Comedy Night in Heaven would be like, but I got to imagine it's pretty dry. You know,